It was good. At the end of the day, we all mimic, we all copy. Um, but there is a healthy way of doing this, and it means that when we learn to speak, we learn it from our parents. When we learn how to walk, we learn it by mimicking what other people do. A child learns a lot of things by mimicking it, or what I mean is by just trying to do the thing they see in nature, okay? And it does not necessarily even have to be that we try to reproduce what we see from another person. It could also be we do something that an animal does. Um, and this is, a healthy way of mimicking. But there are healthy ways of almost everything and unhealthy ways, you know. Um, it applies to mimicking, it applies to trauma responses, it applies to any response that you have to anything, an attitude that you have. Um, yeah, and I just want you to understand that it can be very deceptive to think that any kind of mimicking is always bad. No, all right, is normal to learn by trying to reproduce what you have seen somewhere. It's intelligent to do this. But there is just this difference, and I learned a lot from narcissistic people when I observe them that they manage to do everything in a pathological way. They can, everything loving, to the point where it is like hate what they do actually, or it turns because they split. They don't see again the full circle. But I don't even want to get into this feeding energy into this, talking about this vanity. No, see, I just want to tell you that being inspired, admiring other people truly um is a good thing. All right. um and also, part of my message today is, I watched a video from two different YouTube creators. One of them is Sam Vaknin, and he talked also about the way that narcissists mimic other people. But of course, they do it in a pathological way. How could they not? And yeah, this includes um, the competitive side of them, the unhealthy competition. So I don't want to talk about these topics anymore. I tried so often to not, not put any consciousness to this anymore, but they always come back and beg for more. So I'm making a new attempt to focus on the living, on different, on a real thing, on authentic people. So the essence is that even Sam Wagner said, and he's the most competent specialist in this, all right, that narcissists cannot devour you or mimic you in an authentic way. In other words, they take a snapshot of you and they cannot reproduce your essence. They cannot become you. So the most profound specialist of for narcissism, that is a double diagnosed narcissist himself. And I'm saying this because I'm very thankful for him. Without him, I would have problems to understand what happens to me, all right? Or what has happened to me. And he says that it's not possible that someone can quote unquote steal your identity or something. They can mimic you, they can pretend to be you, they can celebrate when you're gone, which is a pretension. They celebrate just to get a reaction from you and create a narration. The shared fantasy is a narration that the narcissist imposes on everybody, and if you reject it, you're an enemy. If you're not rejected, you are a mirror that co idealizes the narcissist and helps him to spread his pre um, pre-framed message. Okay, the narcissist is not open for any outcome. The narcissist is not open for positive or negative surprises. The narcissist is only open for something that is already in his or her mind. He's not open for anything new. All right, so this is why they don't experience life. They experience themselves. When they interact with you, they experience the reaction that they create in you. They create and experience themselves. This is why they call us people, and everybody feels it on a conscious or unconscious level. When you are woken up, when you have narcissistic awareness, when you have individuated and have certain abilities, you perceive it consciously just in a moment. You see each and every action has a purpose in the narcissist. So they might buy the same shoes that you have, and then they put them in front of your face so that you realize them. And then they know that you have narcissistic awareness, and then they say, oh, okay, he had a reaction. Now I will put the shoes away so it's not so much in the face, because this would be shameful, and the narcissist is repressing shame. So he pretends not to be a narcissist by putting the shoes away again. And if you tell this to anybody, anyone around you, nobody will understand it. This is the secret weaponization of competitive um, mimicry, so to say. So they behave in narcissistic, competitive, triggering ways, but nobody will understand it or believe it to you when you say it to them, because people will say, so what? So what? So what? So what? But it doesn't matter. It just shows the insecurity and inability to make their own decisions, to have their own personality, you know, and this just, you know, yeah, and this just shows that what I just said, that they cannot become you, because you don't look to other people, what kind of shoes do they wear, and then you buy the same shoes and you put them in their face, and then you pretend to not put them in their face, because it's, in other words, you're not weird, you're not pathologic, and you can just be very thankful to have everything functioning and being a healthy individual. Okay, because this is absolutely not granted. You don't even know what you have. You don't even know it. You need to count your blessings. Don't let them trigger you. Don't fall for the traps of the shared fantasy. If they celebrate that they have won over you, or mimic you, or they are in your place now, this is a gaslighting, and it just shows that they are actually not, that they are fake. And as Sam Vaknin said, they cannot reproduce your authentic way, and everybody around feels it. And when people are on an unconscious level feeling it, like your children, they cannot consciously see it, because they are coerced into validating the shared fantasy, which means they will feel that there is a big acting and fake going on. They will even feel the uncanny valley effect. They will have anxiety, um, depersonalization, depression, stuff like that. Autoimmune diseases will flame up, all kinds of disorders in sleeping, in dysregulations. It can be they can't breathe at home. They can't breathe because they have the feeling they feel the ambient violence, atmospheric violence, coercion, shared fantasy, fake people, pretending people that need validation, external validation for pathological psychopathic relations. Okay? And this is how the children perceive it. They are that the children have to idealize their parent. This is normal. And the children cannot understand that a parent can be, they can individuate, which means they can see the weaknesses, the pathologies of their parents. They can see it. And this is healthy to a certain degree for the child. But what does it mean when the child then is coerced to believe a shared fantasy, is not allowed to express the true um, authentic feelings, needs to meet the needs of the narcissist molds and shapes the environment and the emotions of others. Nothing else is allowed than what the narcissist needs and expects. Okay? And this coerces healthy people, and children will obey, but this traumatizes them, as I said. And this is why all kinds of sicknesses can come. They can't breathe, so they get breathing problems. The skin is a mirror of the soul. They will get skin problems. They will get sleeping problems. They will get mood disorders. All anxiety, all these things. All right. So, yeah, my message is multi layered today. So, the essence for you guys also is that the narcissist cannot steal your true identity core. But you need to have a lot of resilience and willpower to not fall for the multiple gaslightings, because everybody around the narcissist is part of the same system. Even new people they meet um, are, are in magical ways bought into they're immediately flying monkeys, immediately recruited for the narrative of the narcissist. Don't fall for it. You are one versus a lot of fake people. But it's okay. Shows how strong you are. All right? So keep on pushing, keep on believing in yourself, support your children as good as you can, and you can just show them authenticity, real life. So it's important. It's important that you push through and that you stay the person you are and not participate in stupid, unhealthy competition or anything like that. You don't need to act, okay? Don't act, don't react. That's fact. Just stay the way that you are. Over and out for today.